Hello everyone and welcome to round 4 of the Evil Team Tournament. In round 4 I'm trying to extend my winning streak by beating Zach the Goat. They are doing really well in this tournament so far, and they are starting off with a team of Bishop, Blacephalon, Greninja, Mimikyu, Nihilego, and Lopunny. Lopunny being in the free slot, most likely being a Mega Lopunny. And with Greninja being in one of the regular slots, one of the main slots, it will be a Torrent Greninja. So we know that part about Greninja, but it's still quite a strong Pokemon. I decide once again to start with my second team with my Mimikyu team. Let's see how we do. Lead off with Landorus. Want to get that Stealth Rock up, but I decided to switch because I don't want to deal with Greninja. They U-turn expecting the switch and get out of there. So staying in and setting up Stealth Rock would have been really nice, but it was too risky with potential Ice Beam or Hydro Pump or whatever coming at me. They Side Shock, but I Scald. Unfortunately, their special defense is very high. They have really low physical defense, but special is high. They switch back into Greninja, and I just recover. Dark Pulse doesn't deal all too much, and they have Life Orb, so that looks good for me. Hiding Champ, my Toxic Specs can deal some damage through that. So they decide to just get out of there with U-turn, which just cost them 10 extra percent, so I don't think that was really worth it. And I can just heal it off for myself. I Scald, burn the Bisharp, so this is looking very good here. Black Sludge is gone, but I'm still looking very good. Still have Recover to heal. I have some of them. Their Pokemon weakened, burned, poisoned. I do flinch here, but things are still looking pretty good. They need many flinches to beat me. Doesn't happen. I recover. They knock off once more. I just recover again. And I would try to finish them off here to have as much HP as possible going into the next Pokemon. I use Toxic because I want to... I think I want to use Recover on the turn that they go down by burn to just go into the next fight with 100%. Yeah, that was the idea. So now they go down by burn, I have 100% going to whatever Pokemon is next. Now, there's a chance I might want to switch anyway, and Regenerator would have healed some of the health that I had. But if I want to stay with Hiding Champ, it's best to have the max HP. The flinching with Fake Out does make sense. Can't be Choice Band, but they decided to switch into Greninja, interesting. But I also switch into Landorus and switch straight back into Hiding Champ. Takes some damage. Toxic is damaged. Toxic damage, Life Orb damage. Things are looking very good. Scald here. Toxic takes them out by Greninja. Blacephalon, the first time that's shown up. And they Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball again. Doesn't deal as much as half. So I can just recover off all the damage they deal unless they get a crit. Looking good for me. I just had a Toxic on the Blacephalon. Just don't crit me on this one. They don't, and even a crit wouldn't have been enough. I recover my health back, and it's looking very, very good. Although they did get the special defense drop, that might have been what they were hoping for. Scald with big damage. I just had to stay in, take this, recover. I can regenerate off the regenerator to get back some health in this when the next Pokemon comes out. I do that now, get rid of the special defense drop, so send in Minnie Mouse. Thunderbolt doesn't deal too much. The special defense increased through the Sandstorm, and Tarantula being a rock type helps. I immediately Earthquake to try and take on Nihilego, but they stopped that by switching into Lopunny, although this does take big damage. Switching to Landorus, expecting a physical move, especially Fake Out. They didn't do that, but they still took major damage from Sandstorm, and then Rocky Helmet especially. Return once again, major damage once again, and I just finish off with Earthquake. There is their Mimikyu making its debut in this battle. They Swords Dance, they need that. I Disguise, get rid of their Focus Sash, which might be useful later. Play Rough. Oh, they get Rocky Helmet damage anyway, so even if it would have survived, that wouldn't have been a problem. Here comes Real Pikachu. They Shadow Sneak. I don't mind because I know I have the red card, get rid of that Sword Stance. And Nihilego has really low physical stats, so I can deal some big damage. That didn't quite work though, not as much as I'd expected, but another Shadow Sneak does take it out. Mimikyu versus Mimikyu, they win what is likely to be speed tie. They set up the Sword Dance because they know they need it, but now with Toxic going, they are very limited on time. They get a critical hit, which is exactly what they need, but I damage them some more with Scald, even more with that. I don't think I have Baneful Bunker on this. What? Sorry, there's this noise outside. I thought something might have been wrong. Just a plane flying over real close. Anyway, they don't have the time to take me up. They take up Minnie Mouse, but I just know this is final turn. Toxic. Sandstorm. They're gonna finish it off. I am 1-0 in the lead, and I'm now not allowed to use my Mimikyu team for the rest of this match. I must use the other team, where Zach the Good may use Bishop again in the second battle, or they may keep it for the third battle. That is up to them. Second battle, we've both switched teams. Crobat versus Shuckle. Crobat probably has defog, so that's going to be annoying to deal with. I decided Infestation, keep it in to get a free switch, maybe. They U-turn. Infestation doesn't mean much. I set up Sticky Web. So maybe I can just slow down something. Although, if you look at their Pokemon, Pinsir, now that it's Mega Evolved and is a Flying type, is not affected by it. Crobat isn't affected by it. Hydreigon has Levitate, so isn't affected by it. Configurator is slow anyway, so it doesn't matter. Hoopa, maybe, considering I have some Pokemon that are decently fast, but super fast, so Hoopa might work. And Weavile is fast, so those two, they can be important on there, so it doesn't really matter. Crobat comes in and want to get rid of that Sticky Web, maybe. Although maybe the Sticky Web doesn't matter to them too much. They U-turn out, don't want to deal with Sharpie. Knockoff still do good damage against Pinsir, but then they close combat. They use their power, they use their speed, take out my Bisharp. I said in Mind Turtle once again, they close combat, what can I do? Set up the Stealth Hawk to at least do some damage to their Pokemon. 25% to Crobat. It's still pretty good, considering what Shuckle can't normally deal damage, so the 25% to Crobat, which would probably be sent in, was logical. They defog, I expected that. I Encore them into it, and through Infestation, I'm just gonna keep going, deal that damage, set up Stealth Rock once more. Problem is they're just gonna defog it away again. Although I switch into Tentacrackle. Can we burn it with Scald? They defog because they're still Encored. Can we get a burn? Yes, we get the burn. Burn and Leftovers negating each other, but they have Bruce. I was hoping I could take them out with another Scald, but no, that isn't going to happen. They can just heal more than I can deal. So maybe it's worth a switch. I decided to stay in, hoping for a Brave Bird maybe on their side to deal them good damage. What am I waiting for here? Or maybe I think there's no real good switch in. That might be the reason I decided to go with Tentacrackle to get a free switch. And maybe force them to not go into the next fight with a lot of HP. Because in the end, they aren't dealing too much damage due to the burn anyway. Tentacrackle is actually the one that stays in. Hydreigon is sent in, but Dracometer only deals half damage. Tentacrackle having a really nice special defense. I Toxic Hydreigon. They decide to switch back into Crobat, which now takes a bunch of damage. It will need to roost or it will go down this next turn. And it does so. Scald. Let's keep this going. Keep the pressure on with it. Roost once more. Scald once more. This might take a while, I do say that in the chat, and they agree. We're in turn 22, and there's only one Pokemon that's been down. If this would have been a crit, Crobat would have been down, but it was not. They keep on roosting, I keep on scalding, and we keep fighting. I do have Black Sludge, I heal, they heal, but their heal is negated by burn. So their healing really comes from Roost, while I have a little extra healing. That forces them to keep on the pressure with the Brave Birds, but because I keep scalding them and they have to almost every second turn use Roost, I might be able to just win it. I know you have Recover, hehe, Evil Laugh in the corner. I'm pretty sure Tentacle can't even learn Recover. Maybe they're thinking of Toxapex, that because Toxapex can learn and Tentacrackle can. I'm pretty sure my Tentacrackle does not have Recover. Let's see, it has Scald, it has probably. Is that Toxic? I don't really remember what it is. I just goes hehe evil laugh to make them, I guess, go with their thought. I don't actually have Recover. I don't think you can even learn it. But they said in Pinsir, interesting choice. They want to get rid of me, and they finally do at the cost of quite a bit of HP there. Just trying to decide what Pokemon is in. Oh, I must have taken a long time to decide what to send in. And they are right, nothing on my team really wants to take a hit. Hoopa goes down to X-Scissor. Plant Ball, maybe? Return with Aerolite becoming a flying type. Nope, that doesn't work. Meanwhile, Taka Lugia joins us for this fight. Cofagrigus comes in. They burn me, so that's not nice, and I need the extra power, so I'm pretty sure I Swords Dance just once more. Go. Swords Dance once more. Yeah, that wasn't gonna work. They just take me out. And I am right here. Like, this is definitely true. I'm glad I won't have to face that pincer again. I did not like that pincer, so I'm happy that my final battle will be on the original team against that. Mine Turtle goes down, and it is 1-1. It'll be the team they use in the first battle against my team with Scolipede. Final one. Let's go. Who goes undefeated into round 5? Wait, what? Sorry. I think I said it wrong. How many is it? Yeah. We're 2, the 3 players have 3 wins after 3 rounds dismiss. Alright, they start with knockoff. Get rid of my mental herb. I sticky web because I feel that with this team, getting the speed advantage is very nice, and sticky web is necessary for that. Do they have a defog or a rapid spinner? I don't think there's anything with rapid spin. They might have something with defog, though it's unlikely. I'm just noticing some of the things Taco said here. Like, they mean it in a competitive sense, like this makes more sense. Oh, that's what they're saying. This makes more sense in a competitive scene. Why wouldn't you do that? This is more effective. It could be okay to try and help someone that way, to explain to them what you feel is better and therefore help them. However, that backseat gaming is something not a lot of people appreciate, so do watch out with that. And also, at the end of the previous battle, you may have realized that both Zach the Goat and myself were quite against what they were saying. Especially Zach, as Taco was saying, like, you have to have quick attack on Pincer instead of X's are much better. You wouldn't have needed X's to take out Hoopa. And there might be truths in those statements. However, it was a decision that Zach the Goat made. They felt that they wanted to go with this, and whether that was a competitively good or bad choice, or you're not really sure, it doesn't matter. Like, they said that was their choice, and they wanted to go with it, and then that's fine. I don't think you should keep pushing, keep pressuring them after that. Now this battle continues with them in the lead. However, I was fine with, I guess, sacrificing, if you want to call it that, my Shuckle to set up the Stealth Rock and the Sticky Web, especially for later. Here we go. Synthesis, synthesis, synthesis. And I don't flinch. Earthquake. Bishop is down. By the way, speaking of Venusaur and Earthquake, did you see, a few days ago I uploaded this, it'll be like 2 or 3 videos ago, the second Metronome battle that I did on Pokemon Stadium 2, which, this is in the thumbnail as well, that Venusaur has a really interesting but strange animation when using Earthquake in Stadium 2. It couldn't learn Earthquake that gen. I think it was just starting Gen 3 or Gen 4. It could actually learn Earthquake by Chain before it couldn't do that, and it has a really interesting animation in Stadium 2 when it does use Earthquake, which in that video happened through the use of Metronome. Yeah, there's more more examples of what not to do. I couldn't really kick him out, so I couldn't do that in this match, I believe. Okay, Lopunny is in. Lopunny is a bit slower. I asked Talcott to just not downgrade either team. Stop the arguments and leading to anything good. Meanwhile, it is 4-2-4. Turn on Bug Prickly. It doesn't look too good, but they're slower. I'm pretty fast. Here comes my Hydro Vortex. Mimikyu is in. I have the lead, 4-3. They have Stealth Rockets up, Sticky Weapons up. That's gonna help me out. Forgot the disguise was a thing. That did not work out. Nihilego goes down to Iron Head. Leading once again, 3-2. Looking good. That speed is going to help me. Bye-bye goes to Jellyfish. They low kick. Interesting choice on Greninja. I guess it makes sense to counter certain Pokemon. They can't really do much with Tender Crackle. I decided to Toxic because it would work on Greninja and a Mimikyu. Good thing I switched. Because Loki would have taken out that Bishop. They keep Dark Pulsing. I don't use Recover because I don't have Recover. And they might be wondering, oh, why you're not doing that? Well, I'm just taking them out with me. Dark Pulse takes me out, and then Life will take Greninja out. 2 against 1 against Mimikyu. They're slower. I do have to get rid of that disguise, so I do that now. Iron Head. Play rough. Knock off. Mimikyu down. Got some extra power by getting rid of that Focus Sash. And the game is over. I win this battle 2-0, which gives me the total match win of 2-1. Which makes me go undefeated into round 5 and have a really good shot at reaching top cut. And finally, during the final few turns was mostly between Taco and Zach. There was a confusion about the rules. Yeah, about why certain Pokemon were using which slots, and like Greninja, you can use Pro Gym with it, but then it has to be in the final slot. Bit of confusion about that, but yeah, I win the match, go undefeated into after round 4, going into round 5. I'll see you in that round 5 video. Goodbye.